Okay, hello, welcome back. It's gonna be a bit different because I'm gonna do episode 5 and 6 together because how do I say this? I didn't really care about the Thanksgiving aspect of episode 5, and that was like a lot of the episode. So I was just looking at it like, oh, like I know John Logan and Jules had like some bonding moment where they went to visit their mom in rehab, and Tucker was trying to like deep fry a turkey, and way too many people showed up to Tucker's Friendsgiving and he couldn't cook. It should have been funny. I don't know. I really didn't care about them. I really missed Dean and Allie, and then I also was like really trying to focus on the Graham and Hannah aspect, I guess. Which the Graham and Hannah aspect of this was like an attention grabber. So basically, Garrett goes home for Thanksgiving with Hannah, and so they have Thanksgiving at Phil Graham's place to meet his new fiancee Cindy, and during like the Thanksgiving prayer, Garrett and Cindy hold arms because that's just the side of the circle that they're in. And Garrett sees a bruise on Cindy's arm, and he's like, "My dad's abusing you, just like how he abused me and my mom." And so Garrett like stands up like, and Cindy jumps because she's scared of him because she thinks Garrett is like his dad and has like anger issues and will probably hurt her. And then Garrett's like, "Oh my god, she's afraid of me too." And so Garrett and Hannah leave. That was like a very brief, very rough recap of that. But to be honest, I think that's most of what stuck out to me in the episode. The rest of it, I just wasn't locked in for. I don't even have notes for it. I have like half a page of notes for it. So that's my episode 5 recap. If it was your favorite episode, you can comment your favorite parts. Let's talk about my favorite episode. Favorite. My favorite episode is episode 6. Dean and Allie are in the spotlight. Two very hot people. I love them so much. Like, I feel like side couples are usually very fun because they don't have like as much conflict as the main couple. So they can just really just be hot and have fun and be pretty on the side. And I love that for them. And literally no one is prettier or hotter than our pretty king, Dean. Except Allie. Allie's like a top 10, top 10, top 10 hottest people in the world. So literally Dean and Allie together, just joy. I don't even know if that was a coherent thought, but yeah, that was my thoughts. So episode 6 begins with a flashback. We flash back to the night after drunk karaoke at the bar, and Alley Cat is sleeping on the couch in Garrett's frat house, and Dean Dean comes in, and he's in the middle of trying to hook up with two girls at the same time, and he's like making out with this one and making out with that one, and he falls on the couch right on top of Allie. And so she screams, "Ah!" I don't know if she screamed actually, but she gets up and she's grouchy and she's like, "Why are you trying to get? Why are you trying to get freaky on top of me?" And then the girls that Dean is with, they kind of like, "We don't really need Dean for this," so they leave, right? And so Dean is like, "What the hell, Allie?" And then he goes outside to smoke away his feelings, and Allie follows him, and they have the most genuine conversation. Oh my god. One of my notes were like, it's so cool that they just bond as like two college students just talking, because I read a lot of rom-coms, right? And a lot of the time they'll write it as like he's a college hockey god and he's too cool for her. But like, even though he does play college hockey and he probably is very cool, when they're talking, they're just two equals, two very cool people just talking and being friends and being regular, and you just, oh, you love it. And Dean is actually incapable, like literally incapable of not hitting on someone, because he's like, "So, I hear you're having problems with your boyfriend. I hear you broke up." And she's like, "How do you know that?" He's like, "You told everybody tonight. You were very drunk and were yelling about it." And then she's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm having problems with my boyfriend." And so you know what Dean is like? Dean's like, "If you ever want to have fun, call me." I'm like, "Dean, Dean, all you have to say is I hope you and your boyfriend work it out." But my chaotic king will never be like that. He's like, "Hey, if you want a fun ride on a roller coaster, call me. I'm the roller coaster." Oh my god. And we find out that Dean is do not call, not Sean. So in episode 4, when Ali calls do not call on her phone, she didn't call Sean. She called Dean. She called my man Dean. When she called Dean and they met up, and they got down. So they have been hooking up everywhere. They hooked up in a restaurant in that Ali works at, the I think Malone's. And I'm like, ew, you're hooking up in people's food. Ew, what have people eaten? Oh my god, they hook up everywhere. Like, there's I feel like if you've watched it, you've seen it, the iconic, literally iconic bathtub scene where they're in the like bathtub together, and then Tucker is like, "Oh, I gotta get something in the bathroom," and he walks in, and Allie has to like dunk her head underwater. So Dean is just sitting there holding a banana, a pink banana, and Tucker's just like, um, have fun, I guess. It was just, oh my god, it was so iconic. Oh yeah, and so in episode 5, yeah, in episode 5, we see Ali get in a car to go to New York, and we assumed at first that it was Sean. It wasn't Sean. It was Dean. So I think she spent Thanksgiving with her family, sure, but then she met up with Dean in New York, and they spent Thanksgiving together. Oh my god. And Dean dances in glasses. Like literally there's no time you hear a new fact about Dean that you're not like, I love him. Give me 100 more. I love him. Oh my god. So in New York, right, Ali meets up with Dean, and we see a tour of Dean's house, and Dean's family is rich. They're rolling in dough. But one thing I don't understand is house tours. Because like he's like, "Okay, would you like a tour of my house?" And like, yeah, okay, it's huge and stuff. But why are you showing a stranger your sister's closet? Like why is she in your sister's closet? What's the point of that? Like imagine you're his elder sister or younger sister, and because your brother's trying to riz somebody up, he shows a girl your closet. Like, why? Get out of my closet. Oh my god. So anyway, Allie's like, okay, okay, I know this is game. I know you're showing me your entire house and telling me that your family loaned a painting to a museum as Riz. So what's your final plan? What's your big act? And he goes like, I take girls to my piano and they're like, "Do you play?" And I say, "Kind of." And his voice and his face and his physical movement, whatever you call it, when he says kind of, my brain melted. Like he goes, "Kind of." I don't even know how to say it. He goes, "Kind of." Or kind of like kind of, I don't know, but brains were melted for that. Like Dean De Laurentiis is the kind of man that women used to go to war for in ancient Greek. Yeah, yeah. He's he is our Helen of Troy. Okay, like sign me up. I would fight for this man. So yeah, so we basically find out that Dean and Allie were having all kinds of fun in New York over Thanksgiving. And so now we're back in present times, and we're back with Hannah and Garrett. And Hannah's lyrics and poetry, and this is, I feel like I keep harping on how much I can't stand her lyrics and poetry, but that's the point. Like she's literally having writer's block, and she herself is like, I'm writing bad lyrics. Her friends are like, "You're writing bad lyrics, but we love you." Her teacher's like, "You're writing bad lyrics, but we love you." But at the same time, her lyrics, they remind me of like lyrics in books. Cause every time she starts singing, I just skip over it. And it's the same with me. Like the only book where I've read the song in it was Hunger Games, and that's because like I saw the movie before I read the book, so I just knew the song. I was like, are you coming to the tree where they hung up a man? They say who murdered three." Okay, but yeah, can I just say like you hear my singing, so you know I'm in no position to judge Hannah, but I will anyway. So now we're in Hannah and Allie's dorm room, and Hannah's packing to go spend the night at Garrett's place. Allie's like, "Yeah, go have fun," while I'm in like this sad haze, or I can't remember how she says it. And Hannah's like, "No, I'll stay with you." Basically, their conversation leads to Hannah telling Allie that like, "You're a boyfriend person. You don't know how to do flings. Like you like commitment in the whole relationship, and that's okay." This is going to be a big thing. Allie does not want a boyfriend. She wants a fling right now. And this is going to be everyone's problem. So now we go to the bar where I think John Logan is hosting a charity for like young hockey players, right? So we go there, and my only note is, John Logan, please don't become a problem. I don't have anything else to say about him there. But at the same um fundraiser thing that he's hosting, Garrett and Hannah are there, and my note is Garrett is so mature because nothing phases him. Like I told you this, where I was like super worried that he would get like really jealous and possessive that Hannah and Justin were working together because he knew that Hannah had a crush on Justin. No, nothing phases him. It just rolled right off his back, and I was like, yes, my king. Like, I love a trusting, self confident, mature king. One of the times where I was like, Garrett is so mature is that at the party, Hannah's telling Garrett that, like, she's struggling to tell Justin that she hates his lyrics and she's struggling to write new lyrics. And part of the reason she's struggling to write lyrics and tell Justin that his lyrics suck is because all the lyrics she used to write were about Justin because she had a crush on Justin, but now she no longer has a crush on Justin, so she doesn't know what to write about. And I thought the plot point would be that Garrett got sore that she mentioned that she had a crush on Justin. Like, I don't know why. Okay, maybe I just have past trauma from like other bad book boyfriends. This guy did not care. It just rolled off his back. Like there's so many times where nothing phases Garrett and he just proves to be the king that he is, and you just melt because you just love him so much. Oh, okay. So you know how I wrote like my note is, John Logan, please don't become a problem. He became a problem. Not in the romantic way where he like tells Hannah like, "Oh, I have a crush on you" or something like that. He doesn't do any of that. But Garrett didn't ask his dad to donate to the fundraiser, and his dad, I guess, used to always make a big donation. But Garrett has his own reason why he didn't tell his dad, mainly because he knows his dad's an abusive son of a cow. And John Logan went behind his back and basically asked his dad for a donation. So Garrett went up to him and was like, "Dude, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that?" And John Logan was like, "We needed the donation, we needed the money." And Garrett was like, "It's not always about money." And then John Logan was like spoken like someone who's always had money. I felt like they were both in the right because John Logan doesn't have enough information to know why Garrett doesn't like his dad. And he's like, "This is charity. Like, we need money for these kids. These kids are less fortunate. Like, we need someone with money to support them." But on the other hand, boundaries. Like when somebody says like, "Hey, I know this person better than you do." They can be a bad person. I feel like you should just you can take them as face value a bit. But either way, like I think John Logan crossed the line for sure, but I don't think he's a bad person because he just doesn't have enough information to know why Garrett really didn't want him to do anything. But I felt really bad from Garrett's perspective because his dad genuinely sucks. Like his dad sucks so much. And it's like if you kind of hint that like, hey, my dad's a really bad mama jama, and people still hang out around your dad because he's rich and powerful, you kind of feel like, does it mean that like if you're rich and powerful and people want your money, you'll just get away with hurting other people? I kind of understood the frustration on both sides. So anyway, at the fundraiser, Justin's performing and he performs the lyrics. He performs the song he and Hannah wrote together where Hannah hates the lyrics. And okay, so all throughout this show, people have been mocking the lyrics. I say people, I mean me. Also Hannah, Garrett, and Ali. Because some of his lyrics is like yellow, yellow, yellow haze, and they're like, "Is it about pee? Like, what? What is your song about?" Hannah goes up to Justin after, and she's like, "Why would you perform this song? It's not ready, and it kind of sucks." And Justin's like, "I like my song. I don't think it sucks, and also, I'm done writing songs for you." Like, you know what I mean? Where they're both valid. Like it wasn't like a conflict moment for me. I don't think it was a conflict moment for Hannah. I don't think it was a conflict moment for Justin either because like they're both valid. He wrote his song, he liked it, he performed it. The crowd seemed to like it. And I think Hannah doesn't like it, but she didn't like any of his lyrics. And she's not emotionally into the song anyway, so I feel like it just had no like impact. It wasn't a conflict thing, but I felt like it wasn't meant to be a conflict thing. And then this again is why I say like I love Garrett and he has not even a single toxic bone in his body because Hannah goes back in the bar and she's sitting there and then Garrett comes up to her and she goes, "Justin and I just broke up." And he just chuckles and goes, "Not really what you expect to hear from your girlfriend about another guy." And I'm like, "Yes, my king. Just be a chuckling king." Oh my god, I'm always going to love Garrett Graham. Okay, and then back to Dean and Allie. They make eyes a lot. They make eyes a lot um tr- at the bar throughout the fundraiser, and then basically they enter a photo booth and they make out, and then Allie's like, "Come to my place later." And he shows up at her place later. He has the goofiest look on his face and he has glasses on when he shows up at her door. And this man has never looked not iconic. He has never not looked like the cutest human being in the world. All my notes is like they just seem like they're having so much fun. He's so goofy and she's looking for goofy. And they both just give like golden retriever energy and I love them so much. And so yeah, Dean and Hallie hook up at Allie's place, and Allie just looks like she's having so much fun, and her outfit is so iconic and so pretty. And yeah, they just look like they're having so much fun. And so Hannah says, "Oh, I'm coming home." So Allie kicks Dean out. She's like, "Wear all your clothes and get out." And he jumps over the couch when he's running to leave, and he's iconic. I will just like I have no descriptions for him, and I know I'm not describing him properly, but mainly because he's just iconic, okay? So anyway, he doesn't even wear half his clothes. He just wears his pants and he's scrambled out and he's just running. And he forgets his jacket, right? So Allie hears a knock on her door and she goes, "Oh my god." She picks up his Dean's jacket and she's about to give it to him as she opens the door. Except it's not Dean at the door, it's Sean. And Sean is like disappointed in her. He's like, "You're hooking up with someone else like less than a couple days after we just broke up. I'm disappointed in you. You really can't be alone. You just need somebody around you all the time." And like that's supposed to be hurtful and it hurts Allie's feelings, but I'm like, "So what, bro? She's in college. Why does she have to be alone? Leave her alone." Also, she's so pretty. Leave her alone. Can you tell that I don't care about Sean at all? Cause like I'm sorry, but he just gives like overcomplicated relationship that you're staying in out of guilt. And I'm like, you guys are in college. If it's not working out, it's okay to just break up. Like you don't have to guilt trip each other into staying with each other. Like if you have to convince yourself every day that you're in love with each other, maybe you're not in love with each other. Leave her alone, let her be happy with Dean. And then we flash back to Hannah as she's closing up the bar, and we finally hear a name that we've never heard before. The name is Aaron Delaney, and Hannah hears the name and she freaks out. Here we can infer that Aaron Delaney is the guy that assaulted Hannah when she was in high school. That is the end of episode 5.